Hey, family. Welcome to the Hype Man channel. You came to be motivated. We came to take you there. So let's grow better, be better, and do better. How y'all doing? This is Base iMANi.
And this is Coach Green Jean.
Hey, thank you guys so much. We know it's been a little bit of time, but just so you all know, great things has been happening. As you, for me, I just got back from my Venture America fellowship training camp, and it was amazing. And I'll be sharing a lot of that today. But, Coach, what's been going on with you, man?
And everything has been going very well, iMANi. As you can see, I'm outside at the house chilling, like we used to say when I was a kid, chilling like a villain.
Hey, yes, sir.
And yeah, just enjoying life, man. If it was anything that I could share, I told me and your mom, man, we're hitting that place right now where we want to make sure that we understand the importance and how to move in and through life without anxiousness.
Yes.
See, is when we're anxious is when we're not hearing like we should, you know. And if we're anxious, we become tunnel visioned and we're not exploring all of the opportunities that are available to us and through us. Because remember, as professionals, we not only seize opportunities, but we create opportunities. But
Yes.
the energy of anxiousness is not how we operate at our most optimal level. And
Mm.
so for this new season, we're looking to set aside anxiousness and allow doors and opportunities to open up for us as we move forward vigilantly in purpose. Um, Partly because we're operating in our signature move, our flow state, and it's an exciting feeling. And as young elders, me and your mom, we've made a lot of mistakes, and we've learned from those mistakes, and now we're capitalizing to walk in our strength for our
Mm.
signature move, which is really cool because now we're not only operating, you know, on the energy that we have, but we're operating from an energy that we're receiving, basically because we just amp up. It's kind of like this whole thing of synergy. It's like you take one
Mm.
step, but it's almost like if you're taking one step in the physical, in the metaphysical, you just took 10 steps.
Mm.
Not
Yeah.
operating, you're operating from years of wisdom and understanding and insight, not only from yourself, but lessons learned from your ancestors, and just opportunities await you when you're thinking positive. You're treating yourself right, you're treating other people right, and you're generally at the right place and at the right time most times. And even if it seems that something is not going right, because of the perspective and wisdom and understanding at the level that you begin to operate on, you don't see those times as down times. You see them as times of the environment around you resetting. Just like the moon. The moon waxes and wanes, and it doesn't mean that when things doesn't happen your way that is negative. It just means that there's a reset happening and occurring. So I just wanted to drop those nuggets, man, because man,
Yeah.
dude, I'm on a whole nother plane.
Man, I
So
love
you
to
tell
hear
me,
it.
you tell me about you, man. How are you doing, man? I want to hear about this particular training camp you went on. Fill us in, man.
Man, so it was life changing. It was exactly what I needed in my life. And it allowed me to see that the man that I was striving to be, I finally arrived. I don't think I'm done growing in any facet, but the end of my junior year, I've told this story before, but the end of my junior year in college, I looked at my life and I was real with myself and I did not like where my life was going. I looked left, I looked right, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this cannot be it. And I called some people up and I let them go and moved forward in my life. And I called my mother up and let her know what I did. And I just said, I want to live like there's a place I want to be at in my life. And training camp was a live example of me living in the flow state in the person who I always saw myself being in my mind. And it excites me because now I can finally set new goals based off something that I can't even imagine for myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you real quickly, just to insert. Mom showed me a picture of you with a blue suit on. It was like powder blue, or it wasn't too light blue. It was like, it wasn't a dark blue, it wasn't a light blue. It was just blue, and you had a shirt on, and I was like, babe, that's my son. I mean, bro, you look like a billionaire. I, I was like, I mean, just the aura and confidence, and I was like, I don't think the world ready for this bro yet.
I don't think they are either. I like respectfully. I really don't think so, man.
In all humility.
With all humility, I've always dreamed big, but this is the first time in my life where I feel like I deserve to dream big because it's like my foundation is so cemented, it's so set, and I'm now unconsciously competent when it comes to being myself. I don't have to think about what it takes for me to be excellent. I just live and breathe it on a regular basis. My connection with spirit is like just like water. I don't have to think about when I tie my shoes and when I drink water. I just do it and I just live. And so uh throughout all those experiences, before I get into them, you know what I'm gonna have to say, y'all. I want y'all to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and make sure y'all keep coming back for the more content. If you love what's been said and what's about to be said, come with it, y'all. Um, I just wanted to, so I'm gonna starting off with my roommates. They were freaking amazing. And we would have these amazing deep conversations where they would go into 2, 3 in the morning, just talking and just like-minded people. That's a phrase that was just regularly said, but it's something great to be around people who all want to be great as well. It's not competition. Like I want to be better than you. No, like I'm being great at being me and at the things I'm skilled at. You're being great at being you and the things that you're skilled at. You know what? We can be great together and help each other out on the journey. And a lot of the lessons that I shared from my experiences with them were things that I've shared with you all in previous episodes. But I want to share y'all with some lessons that I been told before, maybe, but just really didn't lock in till like I heard them say it. So starting from the top, if I like full transparency, man, the power of partnerships, understanding that understanding the power in working with somebody who does something that you don't like to do. Understanding that in order to get to a certain level, there's a cap to what I can do by myself. I can't do hype man without coach and vice versa. Like this wouldn't even be hype man. This would just be iMANi Mason trying to be what we're doing right now together. So that's just a quick shout out to coach for being the man he is, the amazing man he is, because our partnership within this channel and the community that we're building is the reason we're so great. Another lesson that I learned was in the greatest partnerships and relationships, the greatest ones are the ones where you feel like the other person is doing 70% of the work. You have to feel like they're doing 70% of the work. What does that mean? I'm very good at everything I do, but the things I don't desire to do, I don't desire to do them. One of my things that I don't desire to do in my life is social media. You know, it's distracting. It feels inauthentic at times. However, I understand that's how you connect with your audience. On the flip hand, when coach creates a post on Instagram or Facebook and it's just this level of excellence in it, and just this like, whoa, what the heck? I like, I love it. Like it feels authentic. It feels fun. It's just like, it looks like you love what you're doing. Even though I know how much work I'm doing, it doesn't matter if I doubled the amount of effort I gave. I still feel like coach will be doing more than me. He will be putting that 70%. I'm just left with this 30% that I'm doing really well, but it's just, he's helping me to need within that, like that frame that, like, for me, I'm looking like, dude, like, it would take me 20 hours to do what he just did in 15 minutes. He's like, it's amazing. So all within that partnership realm, you know what I'm saying? And so another lesson, and I'm hitting these pretty fast, and if like, but I just really want to make sure that I get to talk more about the experience. Another lesson that I learned is, and I want y'all to just stay open-minded for this one, a lack of taking your own flowers when people give you compliments and props on the greatness that you do. When you lack that ability to do that, it actually leads to a level of narcissist in yourself. Let me explain. Let me continue to go. It's interesting. One of my roommates, shout out to Rushi for this one. Amazing guy. He broke it down in a way that says, when you do something great, exceptional, and you get applaud for it, when you don't take the time to take that applaud, you're so busy feeling that you did lesser than what you really actually did. When it comes time for someone else to get their applaud, you criticize them because now you skip your applaud and now all you see them is getting praised for something that you feel that you could do better. And it goes into this competition game. And it was funny that he brought that up. During one of the things I did during my VFA experience was I did the talent show. I performed my song, Your Touch, a song I made a while back for a woman I loved, you know what I'm saying? And my love language is touch. That's how I show and receive love, you know? And so for me, I got vulnerable with the crowd, and everyone said I did really good. But in my head, I'm like, it wasn't great. Was my stance wide enough? Do I need to work on my chord structure? Do I need to work on my projection? Was I too loud? And I'm being tough on myself, and everybody's saying like, no, Mani, you did really good. Like all these things. And when I was in the audience now listening to other people, I felt these negative thoughts entering my mind, like, oh, I could do that better. And I caught myself like I always do, like, hold on, I don't like this negativity. I don't know where it's coming from, but no, I demurred that. I'm pushing that out of my mind. It wasn't until later that evening when I was talking to Rushi that he explained, when he gave his explanation, I was able to connect those dots and realize it wasn't that I was under attack by the enemy, or, you know, like, oh, the devil trying to get me, or that I'm a negative person. It was me not taking my flowers that caused me to go into that self comparison, that attempt to be better than others, how some people call the title of being a narcissist. That comes from you not giving yourself and receiving the flowers that you deserve when you do things that are great. That was one of the most mind-blowing things, because we all know that we all go through negative mind spaces, but to know what the root of it is so like, it's like amazing.
That was good, and you did a very good job communicating that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That me too.
Yeah, like, and I give all props to Rushi on that one. My other roommate, Nate, amazing guy. As you all know, I was homeschooled. I started public school in sixth grade. However, Nate, and I like, before I get into his journey, I always thought that my journey was made a little bit tougher because of my homeschooling, but also easier because of my homeschooling. It was made easier because my problem solving ability is second to none. Like, you can't put a problem in front of me that I can't figure out. I did mechanical engineering, one of the most hardest fields. I was not supposed to succeed at this at a high level. And by the way, mechanical engineering is not my heart. I've seen what it looks like to love. But because of my problem solving abilities that was ingrained in me from my childhood, there was no problem that they put in front of me that I could not work through and figure out over time. However, Nate was homeschooled and didn't start public school till his freshman year in college. Okay. So you would think he would be this awkward guy. You would think he had to pull all these things, because the connotation is homeschooling causes you to have a lack of social ability. But on the other hand, Nate was more outgoing than me. Nate knew himself in a way that I didn't even know himself. then I didn't even know myself. And one thing that he shared with me is that when he was in college, he was more reserved, not as easy and trusting. But he said when he was working on building partnerships and alliances and relationships with people, he said it took trust. And he said everyone eventually trusts, but he said he challenged me and said, try to lower the amount of time it takes to trust people. If it usually takes you 4 weeks to trust somebody enough where you feel like, oh, I can go in partnership with them, do it in 2. If it usually takes a year, do it in 6 months. If it usually takes you a day, try half a day. Not the intent, not with the attempt to make yourself be hurt or be oversharing or put your heart in the line. The intention behind it is that get uncomfortable connecting with people at that next level. And the challenge that I gave myself was that I was going to tell one new thing about myself every day to people I met. Even if it was the first time we had a conversation, I was going to tell something new. And my first day, I'll share you what I shared with you all. What I shared on my first day, I told them about my favorite action figure. It was a bear that my father got my mother. It was like this size action figure size bear, had a heart in his hand. It wasn't one of those super plushy ones. It was just a really slender bear. And I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I want that. So it turned from this token of love into this. I'm talking about Amazon warrior, Wakanda warrior, you know what I'm saying? Like I cut the hearts out the hands. I got the I got a knife and put holes in the ears so I could give bear earrings. And I'm talking about like superhero, she could do everything, you know what I'm saying? And that was my favorite action figure. And in a way, I was projecting what I desired in a woman, like the the ability to do everything, and then the straight up honestly somebody who doesn't need me, but I'm able to be their abundance. You know what I'm saying? That's who Bear was for me, and that's what I was always looking for, a woman. And so I shared that. That was my thing. And I found in my challenge to myself that the more open I got with other people, the more willing they would be willing to get open with me. Not out of the intentional, I want to know their business, no, but we were able to build stronger bonds and get to know each other on a deeper level because I was willing to say, hey, here's something that's personal to me here. Like, I'm willing to share this with you because I want to trust you and I want to work with you. Here you go. And so that was an amazing, like, powerful experience that I had. And the last point I really wanted to hit on is something that I'm still praying on and still searching for to find my flow state in it. But I wanted to share this with you all because it's uh it's very difficult to me. Be okay being an asshole. Be okay being yourself, which other people may see as an asshole. For those who have dominant personalities who don't intend to talk over people and all other things, what you'll find yourself doing is you'll find your desire to be, hey, I want to communicate better with people. Your desire will be, I want to get this achievement. And a lot of times you'll have to turn that dominance down in order to get what you desire, which is achievement, whether it be money, whether it be fame, whether it be accolades. However, after all of those achievements and all those accomplishments, you'll still feel a level of emptiness inside, similar to what I felt. And what I found was is that there wasn't anything wrong with me, is that my desire shifted from getting what I desired to being myself, being me. And I have been called an asshole. I have been called different names that I'm not going to repeat because I'm not going to take ownership of them. But I will say that at the end of the day, being myself is who I am and my truth. And I don't regret learning these abilities like communication skills, increasing my grammar and learning how to navigate like the northern US and the versus the southern US. There's a whole different cultural shifts when you move to different parts of the country versus the West Coast and the East Coast and all these other things. However, even with all that adaptation and that learning how to navigate that, you're always going to find something being empty if you don't know how to be yourself. And so that is something for me If you have, and I actually open the floor, if you have any advice, I open the floor, drop down the comment section. What do you do to help you be you? Because it's something that as you grow and when you're trying to grow better, be better, and do better, you will evolve each and every day. And so the answer is never stagnant. Oh, I go on a run every morning to clear my mind, or I journal every day to remind myself of my past growth, or whatever you may do is going to evolve. So put down in the comment section some strategies. And uh, I want to like throw it over to the coach. What is something that you do to be you?
Wow, thanks for sharing that. You know what? You jumping all into the book that I'm writing
Mm,
about unlocking your signature move and restoring the dignity of labor. And
yes.
you even giving me more material to actually I don't know if the word is accentuate, but to confirm a lot of the studies that I've been doing through the years about assisting young people, young emerging professionals
Mm,
to walk in their strength or their signature move. I guess the ultimate thing is what I'm saying is that based off the information you shared, um, you chose to put yourself in a vulnerable place, to show people around you, other leaders, other people who are like-minded, other people who are striving to be their best and to do their best. And because you were willing to do that, you opened up trust.
yes.
And when trust is illuminated, then people can authentically be themselves, because it's like, it's easy for us to walk that double life, especially in the culture that we live in today, because we're always code shifting.
Mm,
We shift codes because we want to look a certain way, because we have to put up a certain, or a certain wavelength, because, the way the culture is today. But when people are able to authentically be themselves, then they're able to break through some of those old patterns,
yes.
those things that we hide behind to shelter us. Because sometimes our breakthrough, or our deliverance, or this new place we need to get in is uncharted territory. And it will cause us to have to get into an uncomfortable place. Because anytime you're walking up and down a field and the path is clear, that means you didn't been there before.
Mm,
But in order to explore new opportunities, new innovations, new ways, new monies, new opportunities, sometimes it's going to have to be cloudy and uncomfortable. But how good is it to be in an uncomfortable situation with other like-minded professionals that got your back? Now you're able to even see even more clear through the haziness and say, you know what? Even though this is fear for me, I trust you, and I might be able to see something that I didn't see otherwise, or you may even be able to see it in me, so that I can suppress or get rid of that debilitating behavior, so I can
mm,
think better about myself, so that I can feel better about myself,
mm,
and therefore behave better about myself,
mm.
and project an energy forward that will be conducive for growth in the group. Because remember, we're all energy. And if our energy is not optimal, what are we projecting? Are you projecting your best? Or are you projecting what's needed at that moment in time to get forth the results that's needed? I kind of went off on a tangent there, but it's still synonymous in what I want to communicate in this research that I'm doing. The bottom line is that dignity, labor has changed because of what has happened in this country, and what we feel we can get out of the world without putting our head knowledge, our hand knowledge and our heart knowledge into a situation.
mm,
Right now, the culture said if you go ahead and put some money on it and give me a little head knowledge and a little hand knowledge, and work this out, you may not get paid as much as I'm getting paid, but you're gonna get paid. You're gonna be all right.
mm,
But it's lacking your heart energy. It's lacking your trust. It's lacking your realness, and therefore your strength and the energy you emanating. It's energy, but it's not the optimal energy that's needed to get the technology or the innovation that's needed to go through um, into a culture that will be sustainable. Like we're making a lot of technology breakthroughs, but is that breakthrough sustainable? Like
mm,
what's happening in the US and in other countries around the world that are copying the US that's causing us to stay in our individual silos and make breakthroughs. But at the heart of it, garbage is still, you know, tearing up the ecosystem. You know, we're wasting a lot of time. People are still being stressed out. People are still dying from the foods that they eat because everybody wants to make that extra dollar.
mm,
We complain and or the people on one side. You got parties that are fighting back and forth with themselves and each other to to provide a smokescreen so that they can get their agendas and money for what they're doing over the commonality of people that's in the that's actually holding up the economy. It's all a smokescreen, and it's just some things that I'm talking through. I'm not getting that deep in my research. I just wanted to bring that forward. Is that as you continue to mature as a professional, you begin to see behind the curtain, and it's at that time that you have a responsibility to make a decision to work with your heart
mm,
knowledge and to allow your strength to come forward and speak on those things that are not right. Or you can be fearful and continue to live that double life and continue to code switch and just work with your knowledge, your head knowledge, and your hand knowledge, and pump the system of information that you need to only better yourself. But what
mm,
about your family and the legacy that you're leaving in your community? And I think that culture has robbed us of the dignity, the true dignity of labor, which is working with our head knowledge, our hand knowledge, and our heart knowledge. And a lot of what you've talked about in today's broadcast will assist us with, like you're saying, not afraid of being the ass or however you put that, and being vulnerable uh, so that you can work through your shadows. But you have to be
mm.
around people that you trust and trust you, that have your
Yes.
best interests in mind. But it's hard to do that when you have some people in the group that's only in the group so that they can get ahead, or they already think that they're ahead and they're just listening to you because this is diversity and inclusion. And I check that box. I have a black friend, or I have a white friend, or I have a Hispanic friend, and it's not authentic. I can talk all day on this, and I don't want to overshadow what you talked about because I'm going to listen to this video over and over again just on your points. I just wanted to just kind of speak on that because you touched my heart, man. Like I said, you need to break this video up into another part because I don't want to, overshadow the message that you shared. I'm just so excited. You know how preachers preach. I'm going to close. Like I'm the host and preacher. You were the visiting preacher. You came and preached the message, and here I'm trying to close. And I'm like, I don't want to steal the thunder, man, but I'm just letting you know how geeked I was by what you shared your from your training camp. So I'm gonna just go ahead and humbly go ahead and stop now, just to say, man, I'm proud of you.
I received that and thank you. I really appreciate hearing that, especially from you, not just being my father, but my partner on the Hype Man show. Like this Throw down in the comment section. Shout out to the hype men and the hype women out there. We love you guys. Thank you, Coach, for being amazing. And I wanted to thank the audience for continually coming out and supporting us. We really enjoy sharing our journey with you all. And we pray that it helps you all, as we always say, grow better, be better, and do better.
Do better.
Yes. Y'all know, though, I was going to close it out there because that was a beautiful ending. But I wouldn't be able to close it out without the big Come on, show us, go show it off real quick, Coach. Ooh! There we go. Ooh, ooh, there we go. Oh,
Let me
yes,
see
sir.
what you got, Monty. Let me see what you got.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. It's looking plush, boy. It's looking like
Thank
a
you, thank
Persian
you.
rug, boy. That Persian rug.
Man, hey, man, like my beard tip for this week would definitely be consistency over intensity. I've said that before, but I have to harp it again. I've been working on my beard for since my sophomore year in college. Okay. I'm 25 now. That was when I was 19. It's been nearly 6 years now. Give yourself grace, give yourself time. Coach has been working on his beard consistently, but he a grown ass man. He's been working on his beard, what, for now, 6 months?
Yep.
What is it?
Almost 6 months.
Consistently. And he already had the potential in there. For all my young brothers out there, consistency over intensity. Don't be tough on yourself. And when it comes time to do a beard check-in, I don't care if you got 3 hairs in your chin. We getting hype for you too. So give us a health and wellness tip, Coach.
Man, the health and wellness tip for this broadcast, iMANi, is watch out for anxiousness. That anxious energy. Get yourself in a place where you can find your truth and your peace, and let anxiousness rest away. Let it just fall off you like water off a duck's back.
I like that, Coach, man. Thank you guys so much. Before we go, where can we find you at, Coach?
Wow. You can just follow me on all social media platforms at the link that Monty just threw up there on Linktree at Coach Green Gene at Coach Green Gene.
Yes, sir. And you can find me at linktree/base_iMANi, all my social media platforms. But I'm most active on Instagram. So y'all come check me out. If you want music, motivation, and just a good time, come on through.
Yes, sir.
And we are the hype man. We love you all. Thank you all. Be great. We love y'all.
Be great.